Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you everyone for joining. For those who are joining us here online and also those in person, it's really good to have you and also have you grace this event. I am Priyanka Patel. I'm the Innovation Manager at the Kenya Red Cross Society, and I am honored to present to you the International Federation of Red Cross Red Crescent Secretary General, Mr. Jagan Chapagain, who will make his remarks here for us today. So I would like to give it over to you and also thank you for joining us virtually, Mr. Secretary General. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka, and thank you, everyone. I really feel privileged and honored to be with you virtually, but as we are in the Innovation Summit, I think it's also fitting that I'm joining you virtually from here in Geneva. Colleagues, as you know, the future of innovation in a rapidly changing world is of crucial importance. We are living in an age where the pace of technological and societal change is faster than ever. The world is becoming more interconnected, digital, and complex. Only those who can adapt to the changes will thrive. Innovation is the key to unlocking the potential of our interconnected world. It allows us to create new and better products, processes, and services, which can help us solve some of the world's most pressing humanitarian problems. But before going further, I would like to thank Kenya Red Cross for hosting this summit in Nairobi, and of course our own Solferino Academy for organizing this amazing event. I would also like to acknowledge many of our member national societies and sponsors who have contributed to make this event happen. Of course, that includes American Red Cross, Spanish Red Cross, Italian Red Cross, Australian Red Cross, Ecuadorian Red Cross, Norwegian Red Cross, Netherlands Red Cross, Global Disaster Preparedness Center, the Red Cross Red Crescent Climate Center, and of course many more for their valuable contribution to make this amazing event happen. According to the recent Humanitarian Leadership of the Future research conducted by the IFRC, one of our organization's major concerns is the increasing uncertainty that we face today and into the future, with context rapidly changing and being disrupted. And I'm really emphasizing here the uncertainty of today and also of the future, because sometimes we focus too much on the future and ignoring the present, and we cannot ignore the present. The changes are happening today and now. So we have to understand them now, address them, but also understand what happens in the future and be ready for that. A range of contemporary humanitarian challenges and risks are likely to worsen in the coming months. We all know that. That includes climate crisis, increasing in the frequency and severity of disasters, prolonged conflicts, rising geopolitical tensions, poverty, inequality, migration and displacement, disease outbreaks, and of course, food insecurity, which Africa is suffering so badly in the last few years. And it happens, unfortunately, in a cycle every few years. The challenges are further compounded by decreasing public trust, the politicization of aid, and inefficient funding. As you know, one of the IFRC's biggest priorities is to improve the ability of all national societies to support communities in need. Communities in need, no matter the context in which they work. This is clearly outlined in our Agenda for Renewal and Strategy 2030. We are committed to support our network in tackling complex challenges and seizing opportunities, anticipating possible futures, and fostering initiatives that empower us to respond to unprecedented crises. There are some good examples I think we can be proud of. Capacity Building Fund has supported 108 national societies once it was revitalized less than 2 years ago, with more than 7 million Swiss francs to build more innovative organizations and services. We also have Impress Token Fund, which is more than 100 years old, which supports specifically new or innovative projects and initiatives. And as you all know, the Limitless program, of course championed by Solferino Academy, provides funding, coaching, and other support to our youth volunteers to develop their ideas and projects to address challenges in their local communities. Last year alone, IFRC supported over 1,000 youth volunteers who worked with over 300,000 community members on problem solving their challenges resulting from the pandemic. I also know that the IFRC's Innovation Support System initiative offers coaching and training for national societies to build supportive structures and cultures to help innovation thriving among their volunteers. Each investment has the power to catalyze transformative change on a global scale. By investing in one national society, you become an integral part of valuable knowledge exchange, fostering peer-to-peer support and empowering national societies to learn from one another. By developing a culture of innovation, we can more effectively address the evolving needs of the communities we serve. With all this in mind, I have 3 calls to action and invite each one of you to join this transformative journey. Number 1, let's embrace collaboration. Collaboration is the cornerstone of innovation. Let us break down silos and foster partnerships that amplify our impact. By working together, we can leverage our collective knowledge, resources, and experiences to deliver more effective and efficient humanitarian assistance. During these 3 days, we will connect you with other innovators, experts, and changemakers so you can build sustainable networks for the future, generating new perspectives and fresh ideas to transform the way humanitarians think and operate. Together, we can create a network of innovation that transcends each of our organizations. Number 2, invest in understanding the changing world. Our world faces unprecedented challenges. I think we all know that. Rapid changes in the environment, technology, politics, and social norms are triggering complex humanitarian crises. In response, our IFRC network draws century-long experience and expertise. We know we can adapt to new challenges, anticipate new demands, and reach those in the greatest need when and where they need us most, because we have a proud history of doing exactly that. But we must also look to the future. Our organizations are already transforming their operations to respond to these complex demands, but we will still face sudden shocks and unexpected crises. By using our global reach to identify and engage with emerging trends early, to explore and experiment with new approaches and build innovative services, we can adapt and ensure humanitarian action that remains relevant, impactful, and ready to serve a changing world. Let us build a culture of anticipation, equipping ourselves with the tools and knowledge to identify trends, understand their implications, and develop forward-thinking strategies. Number 3, and probably the most important one, let's empower local innovators. That will be a key service to our localization agenda. Supporting innovators within our organizations is of utmost importance. Innovators develop new tools, techniques, and methodologies that significantly improve the effectiveness of our programs and operations. Innovators continuously seek feedback, refine ideas, and strive for excellence. By embracing and supporting them, we foster a mindset of learning, adaptability, and ongoing improvement. This ensures that our programs and operations remain effective and relevant. When we support local innovators, we leverage their expertise to enhance service delivery and more effective and sustainable use of available resources. Additionally, it opens doors to stronger partnership, increased funding opportunities, and greater recognition of our organization's work. Let us embrace and support our local innovators, for they are the catalysts of positive change within our organizations and the driving force behind our collective success. Next, it is time to pursue the course of the summit. So let's get ready to explore what helps innovation and change that thrive in your organizations and how you can enable these conditions. Investigate the challenges and barriers you face in driving more innovation and change and explore potential strategies to address them. Share best practices within thematic innovations, such as digital and data, volunteering, innovative financing, strategic foresight, entrepreneurship, youth-led action, and much more, so you can accelerate change in all of these areas. By nurturing creativity, collaboration, and experimentation, we can build a future that embodies our shared vision of a more just and sustainable world. The IFRC Global Innovation Summit 2023 represents a fantastic opportunity to change and reimagine humanitarian action. Thank you, colleagues and friends, for your attention. And I look forward to the inspiring discussions and collaborations that lie ahead. And I'm very happy to take few questions as I can be here for another 10, 15 minutes. Over to you, Prem.
Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary General. That was very powerful and very insightful as well, because everything that he's mentioned is a call to action, because everyone that sits in here is meant to support and also share the agenda on that. I will take 3 questions, so if you have any questions, please just raise your hand.
For some reason, I'm not hearing you.
Okay. Just give us a second, we'll check that. Can you hear us again?
Now I can hear.
Yep,
Yes.
okay, great. I was just saying thank you so much, Mr. Secretary General, for sharing that with us, and of course also joining us virtually online, so that both everyone that's here in person and those online can also listen to you and get your insights on this Global Innovation Summit. I would like to request for questions from the participants that we have here in person in the room. For anyone that's online, you are free to just add your questions in the comment section. So I look at the people in front of me in the room here today. Any questions?
Wow, it's an impressive room.
I think you've really impressed them with your insights, and they're going to think over those and see how they can align as well. But we do have one question there.
Sure.
Hello, Mr. Secretary General. Glad to have this chance. I'm Wan Ting, youth volunteer from the Red Cross Society of China, and may I ask for some more further suggestion for youth, how youth can contribute more to the innovation process. I know young people tend to have more ideas, but we need more suggestions from expertise and senior managers in the Red Cross movement. Thank you.
Priyanka, do you want to take a couple more?
Sure, I can take one more.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Gaida. I'm also a volunteer youth from Mombasa. My question also goes to Secretary General on innovation. I really like what he said, let's empower the local innovators. I believe we come from different communities, and we all have different challenges that affect our communities and societies on a humanitarian basis. So if our branch teams or the Kenya Red Cross supports the youth who have mindful thoughts on how we can change or solve problems in the society, I think it's going to be a best approach. So let me hear it from Secretary General, how best we can get supported to go on further with our innovation and how we can implement them in our society. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll take one more, if that's okay, Mr.
Sure.
Secretary General, and then we can answer
Absolutely.
the 3. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Paul Onyayeun. I'm a volunteer from the Uganda Red Cross Society. My question is about the youths out there who have very good innovations. For our case in Uganda, deep in the villages, but they don't have chance to showcase some of these innovations for the people to see and for others to welcome it. So my question is, what plans do we have as the IFRC to ensure that all the youths out there who have wonderful innovations are outsourced but also supported? Thank you.
Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Secretary General. Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll take after.
That discussion is led by youth and volunteers. That's impressive. I'm very happy for these questions, but also on your interest. I think the one of the three asks I have talked about was about collaboration and partnerships. And for me, this becomes extremely important. And why I'm saying this is because a lot of times what could be perceived is that Geneva or Nairobi can actually create all these opportunities all around the world. And that's not practical and that's not possible. Just within the Federation, we have 16.5 million volunteers. It cannot come from a centralized location, be that Geneva, be that Nairobi. I think what the global structure and the setup can do is create an enabling environment through policy, strategy, knowledge sharing platforms, coordination and facilitation to create this opportunity like you are having today in Nairobi. That are the things that should be championed at the global level. But the real thing has to happen through collaboration and cooperation at the local level. And that's why that was one of the calls I had made. Of course, there is a global initiative, the Limitless I talked about. But even with the massive expansion of the Limitless, we could reach only 1,000 volunteers. So that's why I think creating these partnerships and collaboration at the branch level of the national societies is extremely important. That's why I was giving the examples from the Capacity Building Fund and the Princess Shokan Fund, which aims to support the national society action at the local level to the extent possible. So my advice here is, I think we will continue to work to create an enabling environment globally and try to champion some of the global partnerships as we have done with the Limitless. But at the same time, we'll also like to encourage you in the communities, in your local district chapters, with the national societies, your own national society, looking for these opportunities and partnership at the local level. And many years ago, I started as a young volunteer myself in my national society in Nepal. That was 1982-83. And of course, the pace of innovation and technology was not like now, that time. But even then, we could do a number of things locally through the schools, partnering with the colleges and universities, the small businesses at the local level to find the solution. So this would be really my advice, that let's set a global policy, global framework, and the global partnership. But at the same time, let's also build those collaboration, much more proactively seeking these opportunities in your communities and in your district chapters and in your national society. And through the mechanisms like the Capacity Building Fund and the Princess Shokan Fund, we will do our best to support some of those things. But a lot of the leadership will have to come locally and nationally. Over to you.
Thank you. So we'll just take two more last questions, if that's okay. Over to you. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
I'm Lautan Chaudhary from Nepal.
Yeah.
So just I ask one question. We are working in anticipatory action in Nepal. So how we can link the youths with Sulphur Academy, basically in anticipatory action? This is my short question. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to give it over to the Secretary General so that we can take that as our last question for now. Over to you. Thanks.
No, thank you, and thank you for the question. I think, again, the anticipated action is one of the innovations, where we are connecting the science with the community knowledge. And this is something, when we championed this a few years ago, particularly with the German Red Cross Climate Center and few others, I can tell you that I was the Undersecretary General at that time, so I know it intimately well. There was a lot of skepticism behind that. And many people thought that this is something not going to work. There are no systems in place. The money can be misused. And actually, there was a lot of skepticism around this. But we had done enough homeworks. We believed on this, and we persisted. And then now, after 5-6 years, this has become, actually those who were very skeptical that time are now actually talking about it more than even ourselves. So I think we have really brought an innovation on how we can respond, how we can prepare for and respond to disaster and crisis, where we are combining the science and technology with the reach at the community level, and that primarily from the organization like ourselves, the Red Cross, Red Crescent, and the NASA Society. And where the youth can play this role, and I don't know whether we have colleagues from Bangladesh in the room, maybe they can share the amazing success they have in Bangladesh with their cyclone preparedness program, where they have the connection with the Met Office in Dhaka, which actually brings the science into it. And once that data get translated to the Red Crescent Society of Bangladesh, this data then is interpreted in a simple language that the communities understand. And the more than 45,000 volunteers, many of them young people in the coastal belt, then convey that message to the communities that they need to evacuate, what they need to do, and what they should not do. And on top of that, through the anticipated action just a couple of years ago, we provided cash to the people so they can evacuate safely and confidently, that they had means to evacuate. So if you look at the example, the similar scale of cyclone in Bangladesh in the early 80s killed around 72,000 people. And the similar scale cyclone a couple of years ago killed only 23 people. And this is the power of combination of innovation, science, and the community reach. And this reach comes from young people and the volunteers, because you are good both on innovation, technology, but also you have that reach and agility at the community level. So I think there could be many examples of how we can combine these things together. And colleagues, of course, we don't want to be arrogant, but I don't think there is any other organization in the world that can bring all these aspects together as we can do as IFRC, with 191 national societies, 190,000 local branches, and 16.5 million volunteers. More than 60% of them are young people. And this is an amazing, amazing capacity we have. And let's really leverage that capacity. Let's use it fully. I feel at times, I think probably we haven't quite used the potential, the capacity we have globally. Somebody referred to us as a sleeping giant. I don't think we are fully sleeping, but I do believe that we can leverage this massive, massive capacity for the betterment of the world. And I think the young people, you can play a critical, critical role to make that happen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Priyanka, and thank you everybody for having me here and giving me chance to share a few ideas with you, but also having chance to answer some of your questions. And for everyone, Sean, and everyone who have worked very, very hard, and all the National Society colleagues, the Reference Center colleagues, to pull this together, my sincere appreciation from the bottom of my heart. As I have always said, that as a Secretary General alone, I cannot do much. But if we can work together, we can do so much. And this is a very clear example of coming together to do so much for this world as it is needed now more than ever. Thank you so much, colleagues.
Is he still online? Okay.
I'm
Well,
still online.
Oh, great. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to you. That's why I was just checking. Thank you for that. I just want, on behalf of everyone that's here in person, but also everyone that's joined online, I'd like to thank you for your time, Mr. Secretary General, just for removing this time from your schedule and having this moment to share with everyone, but of course also taking the questions from the room. I do understand everything that you have said will remain with us. That is what the summits are usually for. You go with information and you work on what you collect. So I'm glad that you were able to be present. I do wish you were here in Kenya in person so we could host you, but I'm still glad you could join us virtually. So thank you so much once again, and thank you for everyone that attended this session.
Thank you so much. And I can tell you that I'm not doing any favor to you. This is my job. And I love to be with the innovators. So thank you for having me. Ciao. All the best, colleagues. Bye-bye.